Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Meet the Experts. My name is Amanda Pearson. I'm a patient and family specialist in the Patient Library and Welcome Center. We do these sessions every Tuesday and Wednesday at 10 a.m. And before we get started today, we do have a quick disclaimer. The content of this presentation is not intended to be medical advice, and the viewer should consult their physician should they have any medical questions. Viewers should not rely on information contained in this presentation for immediate or urgent medical needs. And if you think you might be having a medical emergency, call your physician, go to the nearest emergency department, or call 911 immediately. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay seeking care because you watch this presentation. And now I'd like to hand it over to Jackie Beauchamp, Manager of the Patient Family Advisory Program. Welcome, Jackie.
Good morning, and thanks for having me. And today, Amanda and I will be sharing about resources that are available to you to help you find information and just be empowered to make healthcare decisions. So thank you for having us. And hearing the news that you or your loved one has cancer can be really scary, and it can be really overwhelming. So when you're first diagnosed, you may hear words that you've never heard before. And it's really natural and normal to feel scared, overwhelmed, or not know what to do next. And it's also really common to have a lot of questions. So you may be wondering, what should I know about this type of cancer? What stage is the cancer, and what does a stage even mean? What are common treatments? And what side effects should I expect with treatment? And when we have questions, where's the first place we usually go to look for answers? I know personally, I usually go straight to the internet to find answers. Other times we may get advice from a friend or look up information in a book. And sometimes we see information on TV or social media that may be telling us different things. So when you're looking for information about your health, it can be really challenging to know which sources of information you can actually trust. And having reputable information is important when it comes to making decisions about your healthcare. And we want you to make sure that the information you get is something that you really understand. So it's actually really common for people to not fully understand their healthcare. In fact, only 12% of adults in the United States have the health literacy skills needed to use and understand our healthcare system. So health literacy skills include things like being able to find information and understanding and using that information and the services that you need to help make healthcare decisions. And when you don't have these skills, it can be directly related to longer hospital stays or more emergency department visits, medication errors, missed appointments, or not being able to manage side effects or make treatment decisions. So I'm not telling you this to scare you, but today we plan to teach you how to use information and how to find information that you can trust so that you can be empowered to make decisions about your own health care. And the first step is getting prepared for your appointment. So it's helpful to write down any questions you might have. You may want to start by getting a notebook or using this worksheet that we have. It's called Prepare for Your Visit. And you can find this worksheet in the waiting rooms at the different Moffitt locations. And it just gives you some helpful suggestions on questions you might want to ask your care team. You could just use a regular notebook as well, or even, an app on your phone. Whatever helps you best. The main thing is that it's helpful to write down questions and bring them with you to the appointment so that you don't forget what you want to ask when you're meeting with your care team. And when you're coming up with questions, it's also helpful to do some reading to get a general understanding of your cancer. So the internet has a lot of great resources. You just need to know where to look. So now in this section, we'll go through some helpful websites, and we'll also be emailing attendees a list of these websites after the presentation ends, so you can reference them after this presentation as well. So firstly, Moffitt.org has a lot of helpful information. If you go to moffitt.org/cancers, you can see information about each cancer we treat, including the different cancer subtypes, symptoms, common treatments, as well as frequently asked questions. Moffitt.org/treatments also has information on every treatment offered at Moffitt. And if you're exploring whether a clinical trial is right for you, you can visit moffitt.org/clinical trials to search for trials by your diagnosis. And you can find active trials happening at Moffitt. If you visit moffitt.org/diagnostic services, you can learn about the different screenings and tests we offer at Moffitt, including radiology, lab work, pathology, and genetic testing. And if you're new to Moffitt and preparing for your appointment, the Preparing for Your Appointment page goes over everything you'll need to know about coming to Moffitt. Lastly, Moffitt's Programs and Support Services page offers information about the different supportive programs offered at Moffitt, including things like support groups, chaplaincy care, Moffitt's tobacco treatment program, and more. And there are also other websites as well. So cancer.gov is the website of the National Cancer Institute, and it contains a lot of helpful information. You can visit cancer.gov and use the search feature to find reputable information on cancer types, treatments, and more. They have a helpful dictionary on cancer terms that you can look up words that are new to you. They also list approved treatments by cancer type, which is very helpful. And the National Cancer Institute also has helpful booklets that can be downloaded as a PDF or printed, and that's booklets related to coping, treatment, nutrition, and more. You can visit cancer.gov/publications to access these resources. And Cancer Care is another great resource. They have a wide range of available information. You can search by diagnosis or topic and find a page of information that includes educational workshops, podcasts, and patient stories. You can visit cancercare.org/publications to browse their list of resources that you can download as a PDF or order for free. And Cancer Support Community is another website that has helpful information and resources. They have everything from patient education to virtual programs to recipes. They also have educational resources you could download or order. Some good resources that they have include Making Treatment Decisions, which gives helpful tips for making decisions about your care. They also have a booklet and planner called Coping with Side Effects. And this Coping with Side Effects booklet lets you look up specific side effects and see helpful tips for managing common side effects related to treatment. The planner that comes with it is also a great tool to write down upcoming appointments, logging treatments, side effects, and more. These are currently only available as a PDF at this time, but you can print them at home or come pick up a copy in Moffitt's patient library. And the American Cancer Society is also a very helpful website. You can find cancer and treatment related information and browse their many support programs by going to cancer.org. And this website has good general information, including lots of information about cancer in general, how to talk to your loved ones, and more. And if you're interested in learning specific information about what treatments are recommended for your cancer, the NCCN, National Comprehensive Cancer Network, has patient guidelines that go into detail about what the standard of care is for various cancers. So they're often updated to make sure that you have the most up-to-date information about your cancer. And sometimes you might need health information about a condition other than cancer. Instead of going to Google, you can go to medlineplus.gov. It's a service offered by the National Library of Medicine. You can simply search for a condition or medication, and you can be sure that the information it pulls up is reputable. You can also use this to look up different medications and supplements you might be on. And then there are other websites out there that focus on specific disease or issues. Here are some notable organizations that you might find helpful. If you've been diagnosed with a blood cancer, the Blood Cancer United, formerly LLS, has a lot of helpful information. The American Brain Tumor Association and the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network are other great cancer-specific resources. And if you're looking for age-specific resources, the Adolescent and Young Adult Cancer Connect website can be helpful. And if you're struggling with navigating work and Cancer and Careers has some great resources. And if there's ever a resource that you're unsure about, you can ask the library team, and we're happy to do some research. And now I'm going to hand things over to Amanda.
Thank you, Jackie. So after Jackie presented about the online materials, I'm going to tell you a little bit about our library and others. So if you prefer to get your information on paper, you can visit us in the Patient Library and Welcome Center. We have patient libraries on the Magnolia campus, the McKinley campus, and the McKinley Hospital. You can stop by for information or assistance with navigating the patient portal, exploring educational material, or learn about the many support groups we do offer at Moffitt. We have resources from several different publishers that Jackie mentioned and some others, so feel free to stop in. And we can also do a search for you if you don't see what you need on our shelves. We have the option to do searches online to find more reputable information for you. So during your appointments at Moffitt, it's really important that if you feel like taking notes would be helpful for you, that's a great tip. And then having a loved one with you to help capture all of the information. You can ask your doctor if they're okay with you recording the conversation so you can refer back to it, but you just want to make sure that you get their consent first. And don't hesitate to ask questions multiple times until you understand the answer. This may be the first time you're hearing certain words and treatments, so please ask if you're unsure, and your care team will do a good job with explaining that and breaking down those terms for you. And then talking with your care team about the health goals and what matters most to you. You are always the most important member of your healthcare team, so we encourage you to play an active role in your care here at Moffitt. And then lastly, know that it's okay to get a second opinion. Your provider won't be upset that you're getting one, and many people do seek them just to confirm a medical decision. If you do find it a challenge to communicate your wishes and needs to your care team, Moffitt's social workers and the patient relations departments may be able to assist with that. So now we're going to get into organizing tips for your medication. So a great habit is keeping your medications organized and maintaining an updated list of dosages and schedules for a quick reference. You can use the acronym TAKE, ASK, KEEP, NOTIFY to help remember important actions. So TAKE refers to taking your medications on time and as prescribed. Try and keep consistent and set reminders or alarms to ensure you don't miss any dosages. Ask questions and seek clarification from your healthcare providers if you're unsure about instructions on them or concerns about taking certain medications. And then keep a record of any changes to the medications you're taking and dosages prescribed. And lastly, notify your healthcare team of any allergies you have, adverse reactions, or changes in your health. Always remember to let your care team know that if you have any questions, they're the ones that need to address this with you. Communication with your care team is really important to ensure safety while you're taking your medications. And with all the information and resources you might be receiving, it's important to get organized. We offer a free messenger bag to all patients who attend our patient and family orientation. Inside are several folders to help you with your documents, keeping them in order. You may already have a file organizer or a drawer at home where you keep your information, but if you have many different providers, it may be helpful to distinguish a certain bag or file folder just for your Moffitt records. And then you can also store things like business cards from your providers, different information that you may be picking up in our libraries, your appointment notes, and your medication list. And another great tip is to keep track of your appointments and treatment schedules using a planner, or even there are some digital apps or planners that you can download on your phone. And then one thing we can help you with in the library is printing out a list of all of your upcoming appointments. So that way you have all the instructions for where to go and things like that. Your Moffitt Patient Portal can be another great tool for exploring information, learning about your diagnosis and other health-related topics. Under the My Clinical Info tab, you'll be able to expand the tabs where you can view things like your lab results, your appointment summaries, your medications, and more. And then there's a link at the bottom of your portal called Education and Resources. Here you can get connected to different Moffitt resources and events. And here's just a closer look at some of those programs, resources, and videos that you can explore here. Another feature on your portal is the health library search. You can enter a term here in the search bar and it'll pull up a lot of credible resources and information. For example, you can see the search for anemia pulled up several different resources, so you can browse these, download them, or print them out if you'd like. And a great way on the portal to stay in touch with your care team is by using the secure messaging feature. It's not meant for urgent needs, but it's a great way to ask questions while you're not at Moffitt and things like that. They're pretty responsive and will get back to you within 48 hours. And if you'd like to get informed about the different events Moffitt offers, you can visit moffitt.org/events to see upcoming future Meet the Expert sessions, patient and family orientation classes, treatment education like our chemo classes, and other non-reoccurring events like cancer screenings in the community. And then also we have different support groups that are hosted throughout the week for different people, like a general support group, and then one for breast cancer and ostomies. So all of that's listed on this page, as well as our meditation classes and yoga classes as well. And while we're always happy to help you find easy to understand information in the patient library, we do recommend contacting Moffitt's biomedical library if you want to do more in-depth research. Our medical librarians can help you find further resources and journal articles on cancer and cancer-related therapies. You can either send them an email at library@moffitt.org or give them a call at 813-745-7295 to speak with a librarian about your needs. Thank you for viewing this session. We offer live Meet the Expert sessions through Zoom. To see a full list of upcoming sessions, please visit moffitt.org/meettheexperts or call 813-745-1690.